What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Move podcast, no huddle edition. It's Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us here today. And what an awesome show that we put out earlier this week, and it dropped yesterday. That was a really fun conversation we were able to have about a lot of stuff. And we're heading into the weekend here. We got our no huddle show today. We got our South Jersey Spotlight show Friday. Tomorrow we're gonna introduce and talk about the players to watch from the National Division as well as the Royal Division. Happy early Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I hope you have a nice weekend. And then Monday we'll be back with the Coach's Corner. Coach, I'm excited about the interview that we got on the Coach's Corner here coming up this week. We're going to get a little bit of a different perspective. We've had some coaches on to talk about their experiences. We're going to get an administrator perspective, okay, and I think it's pretty awesome. We're going to have the athletic director from Cherry Hill Public Schools. He's the athletic director at Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West, Mike Burrell. He's going to join us on the show. He's going to talk to us about his background a little bit, what made him get into administration, and he's going to talk about and share his opinions on the current landscape of how things are going. As always, Coach Daley here, joined by my main man, Coach Steve Move Scaling. Coach, good morning to you. Another episode, baby. Here we go. You ready?
Coach, I love it, man. Just a couple shout outs before you get started. As you mentioned, happy Mother's Day to Cass. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and all the moms out there as well. My sister, Katie. But someone else too, Coach. Down here, the weather's getting beautiful, right? Spring sports are moving on to championship season. Our baseball team won their first round matchup for the Diamond Classic. Shout out to Coach Carm at EHT. That's an awesome tournament. If you guys aren't aware, what they do with the Diamond Classic is they draw the best baseball teams to start the season and put them in a tournament regardless of private school, public school. Doesn't matter if you're group 1 or group 4. You know, it puts all the programs together. It's a really cool event. So they just beat Pensauken, who has Coach, they have like a 1 ERA on the season. Pensauken's pitching. Unreal by them. And then our track and field program at EHT, I call them the elite EHT track and field program. They just won their county championship for the 11th year in a row. Absolutely dominant. Won by over 100 points. And a big shout out, too, for Andrew Olick, football player, who took first place in the javelin. And then also Jack Stetzer, who was a football player who tore his ACL, wasn't able to play as a senior, finally bouncing back. Hits a PR in the shot this week, takes first place at counties, and he's pushing up into the 50s. I think he breaks into the 50-foot club soon as he looks to graduate, compete towards sectionals, and possibly throw in college as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to all the sports teams down there at EHT. Sounds like they're getting things done down there by the bay, Coach, or by the ocean or whatever you guys are by, but you're near some water down there.
We're down both, Coach. We're by both. Yeah, so
down by the bay, right? That's the song, right? Hey, but guess what? You hear all these accolades, man. All these postseason spring tournaments. All these things are coming up, and it just means one thing, baby. Right? We're that much closer to June 15th. We're that much closer to football coming back. Man, I don't know. I guess I'm ready. I've had a good winter. I'm ready to get back to it. It is a grind. We start earlier and earlier every year, but if you're not doing that, then I think you're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit when it comes to preseason preparation and stuff. And I just really I don't know about you, man, but I just really like getting out there in June and running around and kind of seeing what I got with some of the new guys that are coming in, maybe a couple freshmen or maybe some guys that, are coming out to the program for the first time that didn't play on your team last year. I just really like to see the off-season gains from the returners. And then, hey, do I have any potential here with some of these new guys coming in or some of these young guys? I don't know about, at your level, Coach, but I know at Group 1 level, listen, if you got to have 3 things to be ready to play for me at the varsity level. You got to be ready to play physically, you got to be ready to play mentally, and you got to be ready to play emotionally. And if you can do all 3 of those things, I don't care how old you are, you're going to be able to play for us. And I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be able to step up to the plate in that regard. Now, while some guys are starting off their high school career in a couple of weeks, we got a couple guys who are going to be finishing their high school career, Coach. And we got some big news here in South Jersey, and why don't you take it away for us and tell us about what we have going on and who that handsome fella might be on the screen there.
Looking good, Coach. So one of the things that you had mentioned about just the flow of the year for us, right? And getting to this transition from back to after spring seasons into Coach Davis calls it spring ball. It might be June, but he looks at it as a spring ball and does exactly what you say. You look at your incoming class. You look at the gains through the offseason. You get your offseason athletes back, right? And you get a taste of football. But, Coach, for years, when you were playing, when I was playing, the stepping stone that kind of put a lid or wrapped up one season and then was the springboard to the next season, it was the Talifaro Bowl, right? The all-star game that was played at Rowan forever. It was great. And it was something that we really enjoyed. And for a couple of years, that went away. But now we have an all-star game that's coming back in our backyard, right? We have the North-South game for the whole entire state. But the Senior Bowl put on by D2 Sports Network, D2 Sports, is for South Jersey specifically, right? So one of the really cool things that they're doing, they're building their coaches' staffs. They've just released their rosters. Coach, I know I have. I'm pretty sure you have. Is it Bink is playing in the game for you?
Yeah,
guys?
I got a player, DJ Bink, who's playing in both the North-South game and the D2 Sports All-Star game. So he's
Coach,
got a.
I remember evaluating his brother as well. The Bink brothers, really good players. For us at EHT, we have Carl Oracle and then Luis Correa, both playing on the defensive side, playing some defensive end for Correa, and then Carl is a corner. So really excited about them as well. But this is what I'm excited about. So we're in a group text message with another coach that has coached with you, right? Coach Drob is going to be the head coach for Team Destroy, and he reached out and he asked Coach Daley, would you mind being a part of this all-star game? Coach, you're going to be coaching the quarterbacks, it sounds like. I like the practice structure, right? I think it's a Saturday, and then the weekend of the game. So it's kind of spread out more. You want to talk to us about just the process? And I love that you have involvement with this. Coach, I remember seeing you mic'd up at Gators camp maybe last year or 2 years ago. Great segment there. I hope they get a mic on you during practice during this. But tell us what you thought and, what made you say yes and what you're looking forward to with this game.
Yeah, for sure. And the one thing that I really like about this is that it's still during the school year. All right. So I'm able to go and handle business here. I don't have to miss any school time because it's on the weekends. The one tough part about the North-South game is that, you got to miss a couple days of work. And at the end of the year in June, we're going to school until June 23rd.
Yeah,
so the game is like the weekend. The game is the weekend before. And I'm like, holy smokes. But you mentioned the Talifaro game, and I was fortunate enough to play in that my senior year. Did you play in that game or no?
No, we did not. Somebody dropped the ball in nominations my senior year.
Boy.
No shade, no shade. I'll tell you what, my cousin had an unbelievable touchdown. He caught like a quick hitch, spun out to the side, and was 60 yards down the sideline, diving over the pylon. But those were great games, man. Yeah,
they were fun to play in, and I really enjoyed my time there at the Talifaro game. Now they went away. It got really cost ineffective, I think, and they brought it back as like a 7-on-7 tournament, which they still do. They still try and do a good job down there. But yeah, Coach Drob, he hit me up, and he hit you up a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, I'm the head coach and would love to have you guys join me." And I'm really excited. He sent us the dates, and I don't think I have any commentary gigs those days, so it worked out to our benefit. But I'm really excited to kind of get back out there, and it's kind of getting my feet wet and getting back in coaching mode before our preseason, or our Coach Davis calls it spring ball, before our spring ball starts. So it kind of gets my toes back in the water a little bit. But listen, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be surrounded by great coaches, great players. You talk about I'm just going to drop the coaching staff for Team Destroy. I'm going to spoil it. Like, you talk about Garrett Lucas from RV, myself, Coach Trouts from Woodstown, Coach Forrest from Oakcrest, Coach Tomio from Triton, Coach McEwen, who we just had on the show, and Coach Wiggins from Sterling. Like, dude, what a great group of guys. And I don't even care from a football perspective, but what a great group of guys just to be around for a couple days and kind of share stories with and throw ideas off of each other. And then we got I'm really excited to work with the quarterback from St. Augustine. and then I think his name's Stoer, right? Ryan Stoer.
That's where he played youth football. He was a Clearview Pioneer for his youth days. Great player.
How about that? Funny how that works out.
You're going to enjoy him, Coach. Great kid.
Yeah, he's got. Just make sure you shoot him a text and let him know that I actually did play quarterback and know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, and then we got Logan Simpson, who's going to play for us too, but he was more of an athlete wildcat style.
One of my favorite players in South Jersey. Had over 100 tackles as a junior. He had 90 some again this year as a senior. And Coach, they had some injuries and stuff. Coach Smith, as we talked about, really good coach, figured out, hey, this is my best ball player. Let's snap him the ball and let him make some plays, and he did.
Well, that's exactly what we did with DJ, who's playing in the game for us. I nominated him as a defensive back, and he went in as a wide receiver. But, you never know what Coach Garrett Lucas has got up that old sleeve at the offensive coordinator position. So we got to be careful there. But like I said, DJ was our best athlete, and we were just like, he's got to have the ball in his hands as much as possible. So we did. We did that. We made that move, and we wound up going 7-3, so it worked out in our favor. But man, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm just grateful to Coach Drob to kind of give me the opportunity. It's weird, I gave him his first opportunity as being an offensive coordinator back at Cherry Hill East. He was his first year coach and was on my coaching staff. We coached for a couple of years together, and he came up and then he took over from me when I left East, and now he's asking me to come back and coach with him. So I kind of feel like an old guy a little bit, man, but I'm really looking forward to it. And it's going to be a great event. And it seems like Rowan has been all in on hosting South Jersey football events here, in the recent months. Hasn't happened here in a long time. I think, I go back to those state championship games that were played at Rowan a few years ago, right? Were they state championship games like sectional title games or whatever they were, Coach, dude? They were friggin' awesome.
Weekend. We would go stay there all the time. I remember watching, I think one of the best games I ever watched was West Defford, Cedar Creek, the Bo Melton year, right? His junior season, Bo Melton absolutely took over that game. Pretty crazy, Coach. So he had Bo Melton now in the NFL. Cedar Creek was down like 2 scores. And with 1 second left before the half, Bo Melton breaks loose, jukes out the entire team, is breaking tackles and dragging guys, and gets tackled at the 1-inch line. Doesn't score, right? But gets up and just kind of nods his head like, I figured it out. Coach, the second half, he came back. Him and his teammates and Coach Watson took over. They end up winning a championship. I'm pretty sure there was a double pass in there that kind of broke it open for them to take the lead. But an awesome game. If you want to look up a good tape, man, look up Bo Melton, his Huddle tape from high school. Great.
And that's just like you said, it was just a great environment down there. And it's kind of my pitch to, consider bringing those state championship games back.
I will say this. So I remember I wanted to be there. So we would be at this all week. You know how it was, Coach. You're around coaching friends. You're around former college teammates. My cousin Mike Hanf and I would go down there. He would
go to the Landmark, get some
He'd
wings.
open up a tab at the snack stand. The guy would spend hundreds of dollars on pretzels and pizza and hot chocolate. I was the first year. So my second year at Clearview, we went to a sectional championship. It was the first year that it was on site, and we were the higher seed. And Coach, as awesome as Rowan was, because so many other people went there, the entire stadium was 10 rows deep around the fence. There wasn't a seat in the place. When we walked the team with the drum line down behind the stadium and out through the entrance underneath.
You talking about at your home field?
Yep. Coach,
that's what I'm saying.
People were hanging down over the fence, slamming the fence. Like, I still think about that vision. It was absolutely electrifying, and it was an awesome environment. But that Rowan environment was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, no, Rowan's a great environment, but it's smaller, so it looks filled. You take a place like MetLife or something like that, and I'm sure it's a great experience for the kids. But first of all, you got to drive 2 hours to get there. Right. But dude, it takes me back to when I played at Eastern, and we played in the state championship game. And the state championship game was at Washington Township High School, and the crowd. You talk about electric, dude. It was 6 people deep around the whole building or around the whole field. And I just think that there's no atmosphere that matches that, man. So maybe somewhere down the line we could revisit this, but I'm looking forward to getting on the field again. And like you mentioned, being mic'd up, I was mic'd up in Cherry Hill. It went viral, 2 or 3 million views, not a big deal, but we might revisit that. I got my guy Tom over at Pegasus Sports. Little plug there, Tom. We can get you on the show here if you want to take part in the show, but they do a great job, and I've already spoken to him about getting some content from the game. And you know me, man, I'm not shy from the camera, but
Coach, I think I'm going to have to make an appearance as Pat McAfee style and up and down the sidelines a little bit. We'll get some content that way.
Yeah, too. I'm all for it, man. I can't wait. Off topic, cannot wait to see what we do on location when we go on location. It's going to be great stuff. So keep that in mind because it's happening. It is absolutely happening. We're moving on here. It's our No Huddle segment. Our No Huddle episode, excuse me. We try and keep it a little bit shorter, but sometimes we get off on tangents and we just talk football, and it's all good. But talk to me about the what we're looking at here on the screen for those who can't see and that are listening along. It's called this is a tweet from More Perfect Union. Talk to us about what it says.
Yeah, so I have this just says youth sports is now costing parents as much as $25,000 a year. No surprise, private equity and corporations are turning a childhood pastime into something only the wealthy can afford. Youth sports has become a $40 billion a year industry. Coach, that's about what the NFL makes.
Yep.
So the steep costs are crushing American families. There's a lot of directions we could take this, but overall, it's definitely been ruined. I saw some other things about if anybody has a kid that's playing in the AAU circuit of basketball, $60 parking passes, $120 admission fees to be able to watch your kid play for the weekend after traveling somewhere, paying for a hotel, paying for the uniform, paying for the tournament. Like it's absolutely crazy.
That's absurd.
Coach, so I have one of my good friends, one of my best friends, Dave Schneider. His son is at the beginning stages and ages, this 7-ish years old, 8 years old, where they're
don't tell me soccer or baseball.
Baseball, right? And he's played soccer as well, and the guys that he loves it, and his son loves it.
Excuse me.
The people that coach are awesome. They're in Voorhees, so great coaches around, as you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking, hey, one of the dads coaches football. Should I play yet? Or, hey, there's a travel baseball team for this fall. Should I do it? I'm like, dude, don't do it. Like, do not do it. Don't fall into it. Don't fall into the trap. Like, it's a tough thing, but parents feel that pressure. And obviously everyone wants to provide their kids with the best opportunities they can. So it comes from a great place. But this is just absolute insanity. And, I'm not anti money making for people, but anything that private equity, the product becomes terrible. Like, I don't know how else to say that without just
let me break it down to you like this. All right. I'm with you here. My daughter is 18. She's a senior in high school, and she's going on to play college soccer at a Division III institution next year, which is a very solid soccer program. They went 17-3 last year. Really solid year. As strong as a player as I think my daughter is, I think that she's a Division III player, and then she's where she belongs. She doesn't get any athletic money for playing soccer. Now, she was offered a Division II scholarship where they offered her like $10,000 athletic money, which I think is pretty cool to have on her resume.
Yeah.
But that offer for the school turned out not being as low as this Division III school was going to cost anyway. So, awesome. And it was much further away, so it didn't pan out. Coach, she's been playing for this local club in South Jersey for probably 5 or 6 years now. She's been playing soccer for a lot longer than that, but we've been with this one particular club for 5 or 6 years. And I'm going to say 6 years. We pay, and thank God these payments are over $3,800 a year for this soccer club just for the team. This does not include paying for our travel to the tournaments, paying for hotels, gas, paying for the coaches' hotels and lodging and food accommodations. You're talking about over the course of 6 years, almost $23,000 that my wife and I have put out for my daughter to partake in this soccer club team to where she's playing at this high level. Now, would she have gotten this college looks that she got playing simply at a high school or a lower level club? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, because there's no, I don't know if you know anything about soccer, but very minimal high school recruiting going on in soccer. It's very much recruited from these clubs.
Yeah.
Now, I say that to say this. You put so much hard work and dedication into something, and you wonder, could I have done this on my own? And the thing that bothers me is all of her recruiting was stemmed from myself or her initiating conversations with coaches, sending emails, making her own highlight tape, contacting coaches. Where other than putting us in the tournaments, where was the help from the club that we're paying so much money for?
Right.
I'm the one who I cut up her friggin' highlight tapes. I uploaded her stuff to Huddle and then made a highlight tape on Huddle and then deleted it, because that's what I had to do. And then I emailed the stuff out, and she would email it out. But like, why are we spending so much money? It's ridiculous. And like I said, $3,800 a year just for the team. That doesn't include anything else, man. So it was well over $5,000 a year. So you're probably talking about 30 G's over the course of 5 or 6 years that my wife and I have spent in soccer funding. So I'm happy that that's over. But man, it's just like you said, somebody's getting rich off of it. It ain't me. But why do you need to have a travel ultimate team for an 8U baseball team?
You don't.
Thank you. I mean, you don't. It's as simple as that. It's ridiculous. And I can't get behind anybody who is involved in an ownership stake or anything of those particular programs, because you're selling kids a dream, I guess.
Yep.
Again, it goes back to our D1 conversation.
Yeah, especially with soccer, Coach, because they're just going to go get a Euro who's played in an academy anyway.
Right, exactly. So are you D1 or not? Depends on your mom and dad.
Yeah.
But I'll digress off of that. I'll get off my high horse here. We'll turn it into a little lighter. We're already up against it time-wise. But on this Daily Move podcast, No Huddle edition, we implemented a new segment. It's called Heads or Tails. It's rapid-fire questions, Coach. We just kind of talk about a couple of things that come up, and we have some fun with it, and we go from there. So these slides might catch you by surprise, because I don't know if you were able to see them before the show. So let's have some fun. Heads or tails? Tailgate chicken wings, all right? Are you a drums or the flats?
Coach, I think I'm a flats guy.
Oh, man. Yeah. I can't get behind that.
Hey, you know drums. What? More for me, more for you, right?
I'm drums all the way, but they got to be crispy. Those ones in those pictures look pretty good there. I'll give you that. Yeah, man, I can go for some wings now. I don't think I had dinner tonight, but yeah, I'm definitely a drums guy. Maybe a little ranch dressing. Who knows?
Okay.
We're moving on here. We're talking coaching headsets, and it's a big deal here, Coach. All right. Are you a single ear headset guy, or are you a McDonald's can I take your order double ear headset guy?
Single. I got to hear the game. I got to hear what's going on.
Thank you. I am a single ear headset guy. Now here's another one piggybacking off of this. Are you a right ear muff or are you a left ear muff?
Right.
Okay, we're different there. I cannot wear the headphone on my right ear. I have to have the headphone on my left ear, and I have to have the microphone on the left side of my face. I cannot stand when things are on the right side of my face. It's really a weird quirk that I have. So
Coach, how about this? Just kind of piggybacking off of that, thinking, were you ever up top in the booth?
Yeah, I was up top in the booth at Del Val.
Okay. Were you, now Del Val especially is different. Were you window open or window closed?
Oh, window open.
Oh, you got to feel the game. You got to feel the
window open. I'll tell you what, I'm window open now in commentary. Yeah, I did Princeton Harvard. I commentated Princeton Harvard last year at beautiful Princeton Stadium, and it was freezing. I had that window open, man.
You
got to feel the game. That's why you see these guys wearing jackets and stuff like that.
Yep.
So you got to be able to feel it and hear it, man, for sure. Moving on.
Good answer.
This is a hot topic right now, and I don't know if you saw my tweet a couple days ago, but there's serious rumors out there that Huddle is getting rid of Huddle Classic, and I will tell you that I sent a tweet out on Tuesday to Huddle, and I said, if there's any truth to the rumor, please reconsider getting rid of Huddle Classic. And no more than 1 hour later, I had an email from Huddle support asking me to explain my situation, blah, 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 why I felt that way. Did I try the new version? I said, the new version's been out for years. Nobody likes it. I said, coaches are a creature of habit. Yeah. I spend enough time.
Yeah.
Dude, I spend enough time with my program, building my program and doing everything that I need to build with my program. I don't need to spend more time relearning a software installation from Huddle. Keep it the same. There's nothing wrong with Huddle Classic, and you bet your ass I'm going to clip this up and post it on Twitter and tag them, because keep Huddle Classic the same. Stop messing with football coaches. We're a creature of habit. We like things the way we like them. There's nothing wrong with Huddle Classic. Get out of here. Stop trying to make more money. Keep it the same.
Retweet, Coach. I'm with you, man. I don't want to see it. You know what's funny, Coach? We have a coach with us now, Steve Wazen, and he meets with Coach Davis and I every day, and during our lunches, and he goes, we're looking at film together, and he's like, you guys don't use the new Huddle? We're like, what are you talking about, dude? What? Because he's a younger guy.
Oh my
This
God.
is the first one that he saw. I'm like, yo, man, you're gonna have to learn the Classic.
Yeah, it's so much more user friendly. I can't, if they get rid of it, dude. And I even said that in my email. I said, I'm not naive enough to think that I'm going to say that I'm going to another program because there's no other programs out there. No, please don't do it. I'm speaking for the majority of the football coaches in America. Don't do it.
I'm with you.
Oh man, I got to tell you what, I was worried about my blood pressure Tuesday night. Now I'll get my blood pressure high on Thursday morning. Not a way I want to go into work here. You know what I'm saying? All right, here's one for you, and it's taken over a lot in South Jersey here. We have a severe, not even South Jersey, the state of New Jersey, we have a severe referee shortage, okay? So the state has asked us to switch, some of our games to Thursday nights compared to the typical Friday nights. Coach, let me ask you, do you prefer the Thursday night games, or do you prefer the Friday night lights?
Oh, this is tough. So I'll tell you what I like. I like Friday after a game where you won. That might be the best victory Friday, and you know what I mean? Like that might be the best thing going.
Yeah.
Am I really good? Because then Thursday all day, then it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
We looked at playing all of our games on Thursday this year because we felt like if we prepared it right, and we're actually exploring going to platoon, and kicking around some ideas of getting really close to that. And we thought we could have an advantage. We're like, everybody's going to have to prepare one day earlier for us. We're practicing like a college anyway. It's easier for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually got jammed up because of JV. Like a JV game can't be on this day. And if I'm playing can't be on a Saturday versus this team, or there's a Jewish holiday on that day. And all of a sudden it's like, all right, JV game on Monday, varsity game on Thursday. Like, no, that don't work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough.
That's what
I would
do.
say if you're making me pick, I'm going to say Friday nights, but I enjoy Thursday nights, especially when you win.
Coach, I am with you. I'm Thursday night, man. I am. I told my AD I enjoy playing on Thursday night. I like the shorter week. All right, your preparation is your preparation. All your stuff is in for the most part. You got a couple game plan things that'll go in on Sunday or whatever it might be. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to shine it up, and then you go back out there and play on Thursday. Depending on how the game goes, Friday mornings, they could be a little tough in the classroom. I'll be honest with you. I don't know, I don't know. But, dude, our first 4 games this year are on Thursday nights. We go Thursday. Yeah, we go 4 in a row on Thursday night. Like I said, it helps out, I guess, the officials. But, dude, I like it. I'm just like, dude, it gives us a longer, more time to get ready for the following week, in my opinion.
I actually like the Friday post-game practice Way better than anything else you might do. I hate coming in on Saturdays after a Friday game. Our AD
I don't bring my guys in, man. We're off.
Our AD asked me, he's like, "You guys don't do Saturdays?" I'm like, "Saturdays are the dumbest thing that you can do as a staff."
Dude, I think that's why I'm so user friendly to work with, because we don't come in on Saturdays ever.
And Coach, what did you say? How many coaches are you replacing this year?
0.
I wonder if there's something to that.
Well,
Coach, I agree.
This is actually 3 straight years. It's my 3rd straight year maybe I lost one here or there, but it's crazy how many coaches I've kept on at Gateway here.
There's something to that. And Coach, I agree with you. Thursdays, criminally underrated, great night for football.
Oh yeah, great night. And you go out after the game, you get the guys over at Pegasus Sports, shameful plug, second one of the podcast. You get them to upload the film for you because you're paying somebody to do it. You don't have to worry about it. By the time you get home, you had some wings, drums only, please. You had some wings, you had a couple beverages, and you go home and the film's
right.
Yeah, the film's ready for you to watch, and you're ready to go, man. Unlike you, though, I don't practice on Friday either, so okay. I might start bringing the kids in for film sessions on Fridays. Since
we film lift trainer, we'd start a game plan,
right. I think we're going to do that as we move forward into a more rigorous schedule, a more victory minded schedule. I think it's important. So, man, that was a quick one though. That wraps it up for our episode of the Daily Move podcast, No Huddle edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Those are some fun topics when we get into those heads or tails things, man. We got to keep coming up with those as we go along, Coach, because
let's take some suggestions too. If somebody out there has an idea, fire them to us. We'd love to include it on the list.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, our question segment our question segment from the regular show on Tuesday nights is really taking off. People love it. They send in questions. So if you have any suggestions you want to see us debate, heads or tails, like I said, kind of rapid fire type stuff, make sure you send them in. Let us know. And again, join us tomorrow morning as we break down the national division players to watch and the Royal Division players to watch. And then join us Monday for the Coach's Corner as we are joined by Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West Athletic Director Mike Burrell. He's going to provide some awesome insight. Obviously, I worked for Mike for 4 or 5 years. I worked for him as a coach, and then I worked underneath of him as an assistant athletic director. Fiery guy, passionate guy, loves sports.
Yep.
But if you're not ready to work, you're not ready to bust your butt, you're not going to be a coach in his program at his school. And I'm sure he'll talk about that on Monday. So we're really looking forward to that. As always, Coach Daley, joined by Coach Move. Coach Move, send them out for us.
Just like we're going to put on some gear soon, right? Find a way to win.
Find a way to win, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.